Okay, we're live. So I know we had promised not to do another show until the beginning of the year. However, someone has come to us and wanted to use our platform again to discuss a couple of things. Mm-hmm. So we're going to allow that person to come on and let them have the mic. Obviously, we know who it is because it's part 2 of the takeover.
I know, which I'm afraid of because, one takeover leads to 2. Where are we going to end up at here,
I don't know. Hello, Hot Wheel Hunter. How are you?
Hope everybody had a good Christmas.
Hey, James.
Kevin, what's up?
Super Mike. Yes, Christmas was great. I got a ring light, so now I don't look super pale when I'm on the webcam. Okay, so I don't think we should hold this up anymore. I mean, I don't have any other news or anything else.
No.
I mean, it's the Brian Klyn show, Takeover Part 2. I say we just get him on and see what he has to say because it's got to be something interesting. Well, good evening, sir.
Yo.
How are you?
What's
hey,
up,
how's it going, everyone?
Good.
Did y'all have a good Christmas?
Yeah.
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 Did you get lots of toys?
No Hot Wheels here. I gave 2 away.
Yeah?
I got some Legos.
Nice. I got a few toys. Not much, though.
I did get a ring light, so I don't look pale anymore.
Ah.
I was happy about that. CJ, how are you?
I'm just using the fluorescent lighting that the house gives me.
So
I guess since you guys are gracious enough to let me go live here again and make more announcements, I feel like that's becoming a trend, but I promise I won't continue this too much longer. First off, I hope everyone watching and listening had a great Christmas. I hope you all are planning on ringing in the new year right. And naturally, I made an announcement on Christmas Day. And I'm sure many of you probably suspected some things, but the announcement officially is the formation of Diecast Meet. And the first Diecast Meet event, which will be April 10th, 2022 in Fremont, Nebraska. Naturally, I have had some insights shared with me from other members in Nebraska, Brent and Kent being a couple of those members, helping this Iowa guy out just a little bit on a location. I feel like the location that I picked is a good one that centrally located between the main hubs and whatnot. And I'm hoping that as many people as possible can come because it's going to be a blast. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And what do you guys think?
Okay, I have a question.
Right.
What is Diecast Meet?
Diecast Meet is going to be a national club, a national diecast club. And its purpose is, in the smallest nutshell I can say, its purpose is for the collectors. It is for clubs. It is to promote clubs, promote meets, help out and get exposure and just bring everyone kind of a giant network, more or less, sharing information, not to try and be too similar to what Midstage started as, which is not my intentions at all. It's more or less just getting people out, getting people meeting face to face, and as much exposure for clubs and shows going on in the areas as possible. That's what I want to do. I want to share share as much as possible because I see a big gap in communication, so to speak, not just, not in any specific area, but there are many clubs, events, and shows out there that, I don't know about, that I don't hear about until after they're gone. And it's like, I'd love to start something that's bigger than just a region and kind of bridge the gap between everyone all across the country. That's more or less what I'm going for.
Cool.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Different. I like it.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, if anybody else has any questions, please feel free to ask Brian. Too.
Oh, yeah.
This is your guys' chance to have input just like us, because we really don't know much about what Brian is trying to do here. I know he's shared with us in the past with the poll and the last time he was on. So, if you guys got questions, please ask. I know you just explained to us what you thought the purpose of Diecast Meet was, or what it's going to be. Is it going to be a stationary thing, or is it going to be a mobile thing?
Naturally, I have to start close to home. I have a lot of ties and friendships and acquaintances through, the Midwestern region, specifically, Iowa and Nebraska. That's kind of my home base. But I would love it, long term if Diecast Meet. Let's see.
Go ahead and finish your answer, and then we'll go into Stacy's question.
Sorry, I would love it if I was able to branch out and get into different states and different areas, connect with local clubs there, bring awareness to the communities, and really, really help clubs promote themselves and help collectors find clubs, find local shows, and just get together, enjoy the hobby, enjoy the friendships. That's what it's all about, the people.
Okay, so Stacy's question is, and I think you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but where do you see, say, in 3 or 4 shows of being located, or do you kind of intend to move it around?
I will be, what do I want to say? I will be somewhat limited by people's response to these shows. I can be honest and upfront about that. The more response there is, the wider and the further reach that Diecast Meet can have. I will be planning on, I've announced my first show, and I've already got a rough idea on the second show. I don't know a time frame on the second show, but I've got kind of a rough idea of what I want to do and where I want to go. And it will move. It's not going to stay in, Fremont, Nebraska. I'd like to see it move over to the Iowa side. Naturally, that's where I live. But I would love to be able to move the show around all over. That would be the ultimate goal, however long down the road it goes. I'd like to run a show circuit that, a show possibly once a month, but in different states, different areas, travel around and get to everyone, get to helping as many people and clubs as I can.
Okay, so our next question
pretty much just answered that, but
is from Miss Barb. It's from Miss Barb Robles, and she goes, "How many shows a year?" And I think you touched base on that a little.
Again, the possibilities there really are limitless whenever you talk about a national club. I'm not trying to steal the spotlight or step on anyone's toes as far as local shows go. I'm looking to help elevate clubs. Say for instance, this show that is April 10th of next year. You guys and I have already talked, and I've talked with a couple of the officers, Stacy and Barb at the All Iowa Club. Your 2 clubs are going to be on the flyers, on the docket, and have booths set up at the show, to promote your clubs. It's not just about, Diecast Meet. It's about promoting and helping local clubs and helping collectors, young, old, new, whoever it may be, passionate diecast enthusiasts, get to those events and learn about local clubs and be involved with them. That's what it's about.
Brent, you got anything here?
Yeah. So you talk about moving it around. Are you talking like going like to like say, like Ohio or Texas or Kansas or Oklahoma or?
Definitely. If things gravitate that way, and I would love for them to gravitate that way, yes. I would like to have shows that rotate around to each state. I would love to do that. I'd love to hit Missouri. I'd love to hit Minnesota, Illinois, just kind of keep branching out and keep reaching out to all the collectors and clubs in those areas, put on a Diecast Meet show that's in affiliation with local clubs, have the clubs come out, set up a booth, promote themselves and be involved in getting people out, shaking hands, trading cars, buying cars, and just enjoying the hobby and the friendship that comes along with it.
Nice.
Okay, I've got another question just popped in my head.
Okay.
What should people expect to see or do at a Diecast Meet, authorized or advertised show?
A Diecast Meet show or event, it's so tough to pick whether to say show or event. I keep going back and forth, but it's one and the same. What you can expect at this first one is I'm going to have a custom contest. I definitely want to reach out to all my friends and those that I haven't ever met or know yet about customs and have a contest with some prizes that go along with it. I want to have, there's going to be a downhill racetrack there. I don't know as I have the volunteers or people to facilitate actual racing, actual head-to-head competition racing, so to speak, but I want to have a downhill track there, mainly for the kids and also for the grown-up kids, as I like to call us, to just enjoy, to just have fun. It's a one-day show, so there's limitations on time, but I'm going to have the track there. You can expect to walk in and see and feel the collecting community and just a general sense of fun. I'm gonna make it as fun as I possibly can for everyone. Make it a show, make it something worth coming to, that you don't just walk in and peruse some tables and buy a few things and leave in an hour. Come, stay, hang out with friends, talk about the hobby, talk about your personal lives, whatever. Just enjoy yourselves and the little cars that bring us all together. Because, I wouldn't know either one of you two if it weren't for collecting diecast. I wouldn't know a lot of people that I consider true close friends if it weren't for collecting diecast. And that's kind of what I'm going after here with each show. Sorry.
Cool. Again, if you guys got any questions, please, ask Brian. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them. Have you discussed how many tables or anything like that you're wanting to share right now? Or
as far as a table count, I'm gonna open up reservations for tables probably directly after this video or this live feed we're doing, and I have a capacity of 100 tables. The event venue is going to be the City Auditorium in Fremont, Nebraska. It is a large, open, 6,000 square foot room, freshly renovated. It looks really nice, and I've got 100 table capacity ready to go. So looking at $20 a table. But if you get 3 or more tables, they're $15 a piece then. So that's where I'm at as far as what I need to get for table fees to cover the venue cost. yeah, it's going to be a large show. You know, I've been to a lot of shows, and you guys have put on a lot of shows, and a 100-table show around here is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's see. Here we go. Here's another question. And that was from Reagan, and his question is there an admission fee?
Considering the venue size and what's going to be going on in the show, all the things that are going into it, yes, there's going to be a $3 at the door admission fee. And the flip side of that, mainly the reason for that is to help with the door prizes. I am going to give out every admission 12 or 13 years and up, your $3 is going to get you a raffle ticket. Everybody's going to get one that comes in, and you're all going to be entered into the door prize drawings. And this is another key thing that I want to do with Diecast Meet is giving back to everyone. That's the main goal. I am going to have some door prizes here that will be well worth showing up for. And I know it always comes off as like a marketing ploy to get people in the door, and so be it. Call it whatever you want. But my main thing is I just enjoy helping others in the hobby. I enjoy helping friends, and I want to show that through Diecast Meet. I want it to be a representation of how I feel and how I collect and how I treat others. I can tell you the main big door prize that's going to be there, and it is going to be well worth coming to just for that. I am going to give away a full set of the 2022 Charlotte convention cars. Both souvenirs, the dinner car, the finale, and the charity car. Full set, top prize for just showing up. You know, that comes with your entry ticket. So that, among many other things that I have stashed from my personal pile, that I'm going to give away at this show.
Very cool.
So we have another question from Hot Wheel Hunter here. He wants to know, are you going to have a list of vendors that are going to be at the show?
That's a good point. If I haven't locked, like I said, I haven't sold any tables yet. I haven't opened selling of tables yet. This is all still fresh. I plan on having a list of any large vendors that get on board with this. Yes. Any individuals and whatnot that are coming, you know, like I'm pretty sure that PJ showed interests of getting some tables, and I don't know, you guys may be getting some tables at it. I don't know as I would list out every single individual, but I would love to approach some what I would call business vendors. I'd like to see if I could get someone from, you know, Carney Cases to show up and sell cases. You know, everyone's always looking for those. You know, hot cases, things like that. See if they'd want to show up and set up a vendor booth and sell. And I would definitely announce that. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So we do have a couple more questions. This is a follow-up from Hot Wheel Hunter. He wants to know if they can buy extra raffle tickets.
That is a very good question, and I have not thought about that. I'm probably going to have to think about that, truthfully. I don't know as I want to give a yes or no on that yet. The one side of me says, you know, there's no reason why you can't, but the other side of me says that's a pretty good grand prize, and I like to keep it an even field. You know, okay. I don't know yet, but there's my first thoughts as far as where I'm going to go on deciding that.
Okay. And I had a quick question. Are the vendors included in the door prizes, or?
Yes, each table bought will, each vendor will get a ticket. So I don't want to do it per table, because if someone buys 10 tables and sets up a big spread, I don't feel like they should get 10 tickets because they bought 10 tables. It'd be per individual. You know, maybe I'll have some separate raffles that you can purchase tickets for. If that's something that people want to do. But right now, my first thought was I'm going to have the big grand prize, and then there's going to be a whole slew of other prizes that people can win.
Okay, so Manny got in late, and he wanted to know if there's a custom contest. And
yes, custom contest definitely is going to be at the show. Still ironing out all the details on how that's going to work. This is the only thing that bugs me about being on is I know the peanut gallery is saying something.
No, actually, it's Stacy.
Oh,
and no, there will be no pole dancing.
No pole dancing.
Now the peanut gallery has arrived. So. This Roy Lee Friend Jr. guy wants to know if there's any seminars.
I don't have any planned, mostly because it is a one-day show from 10 to 3. Not to say I can't fit something in, but with it just being one big room, it might be a little difficult to have seminars at this one for just one day. Definitely something that may come up in the second or third show, but for this one, I think it's just going to be a kickoff, big introductory. I just want it to be a big, fun party, more or less. Come in, buy, sell, trade, race some cars, share your customs, win some prizes, and meet the local clubs.
Roy said, Mr. Barnes said that the seminar should be how to eat pizza.
Well, I can't do that seminar because Roy's the guy that knows how to eat pizza best, right?
This is true. Is there going to be a Q&A with Mr. Friend? Ooh, that would be fun. I like the way Ken's thinking there.
Well, if Mr. Friend wants to come out, I think we could probably arrange that.
Yeah.
Sadly, he'll be fresh off of his nationals trip.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'll make the trek out or not. So we'll put him on the spot. Ask him right now. Is he coming out, Roy?
Come to the dark side. Come to the Midwest.
Well, he survived his last Iowa trip.
This is true, but he also drove. And after Charlotte, I think that would be a long drive. So.
Yeah, that would be.
He said,
And there's the official response.
Is that the polite no? I think that's the polite no.
I think that might have been a polite no.
Something like that.
Okay, who's typing?
Me.
He's clicking his pen.
He's doing something.
Oh, clicking his counter.
I don't know why you're clicking the counter.
Because I can.
Okay, well, stop, because it's really kind of annoying.
But as far as any other details go, there's still a fair amount that's being worked out. But the main core things are in place. I'm still working on getting a food vendor in there to have food and drinks. I got to reach out to some local places there that might want to come in and do some serving of food. And also, I wanted to throw out there, too, to everyone that's listening, I am not at all above if someone wants to come in and do some downhill racing and set up an actual event with that. Anyone that wants to volunteer their time, I'll definitely have the track there, and I'll definitely do everything I can to help. I'm not going to set up, a table naturally and sell anything. I'm there to do the best I can to put on a good show for everyone that attends it. So
sounds cool. Because I actually have a downhill race car that I want to try out. So
yeah,
I didn't build it, but I want to race it. So
I've never. Oh yeah. I've never been involved with racing heavily other than the midnight races that usually happen randomly at nationals, which are a blast.
And I hear those are making a comeback this year. So
I sure hope so.
I hope so too.
As far as like the sanctioning and running of it, classes and whatnot, maybe someone out there that has done that or is more involved in that can run that better than I can. So that's more than welcome if anyone wants to reach out to me on that.
Cool.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions? Any comments? Any concerns? Anything for Brian? Because this is your opportunity to, hear it straight from him and see what's gonna go on. Do you expect to make any more announcements that people should be following up on the page for?
Definitely go and like the Diecast Meet page. Definitely follow it. Any new announcements and progression will be posted there first. I can tell you that there's probably going to be some sneak peeks of a possible event car. I can tell you that there's likely going to be some pre-order only on some shirts. Those things definitely could be on the horizon, and you'll find out first on the Diecast Meet Facebook page. I also have a website in the works and some other things in the works. So basically anything involving news that you want to hear first, go over there and like that Diecast Meet page, and feel free to shoot me a message if you want. If you got any questions, curious about anything, if you want to reserve tables, I'm going to post a flyer up on there that gives all the details soon. And yeah, anything at all is going to be on that page first.
So Reagan brings up a question, and for him, the planning part I get, but how did you come upon the April 10th date?
Well, a lot of it had to do with other shows going on. Let's face it, it's a busy show schedule here as of late with the Midwest. In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of shows that have come around and happen annually. I didn't want to step on any toes, and I wanted to pick a date that fit in with those shows. I know it's 1 week before the All Iowa Club meets in Des Moines, but I'm hoping that a lot of the Des Moines guys can come out and see my show and experience it. Mostly, I wanted to get after nationals too. Give people a chance to get out, come to a good size show, enjoy some of the things that they might also see at nationals if they didn't get to attend, and also have the ability to give away that set to someone that shows up. And others that come to set up and sell are going to have those nationals cars on their table. So that's one of the factors that made me pick that couple weeks after nationals date.
Okay. So Miss Barb has another question. Oh, that's not the right comment. So she wants to know is this a club?
This is the startings of a club. Yes. I don't have everything properly in line to start legitimizing it, I guess I would say. There's some paperwork that I'm still waiting on and, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. But definitely the Diecast Meet Facebook page is something you're going to want to go and like and follow to keep updated on that. I still have a few things to put in line, and the main thing right now that I wanted to announce and start talking about is the show, to give people plenty of time to make arrangements to mark the date down and be able to come out to it. I didn't want to spring a show on someone last minute and be like, oh man, I can't go because, I already made plans or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got another question that just kind of popped into my head, kind of a little bit, I think, based off of what Barb was saying. My understanding with this is that you're not trying to replace all the local clubs in the area, but more along the lines to help promote their existence. I shouldn't say existence, but them being there, and how you can use Diecast Meet to expand the local clubs, I guess.
Right. Right. No, I am not looking to replace or mark out territory in a specific region for Diecast Meet. Diecast Meet will be a national club. It will be a gathering of all collectors, all kinds of diecast, Hot Wheels, M2, Autoworld, Jada or Jada, however you want to say it, NASCAR, all of the above. And its main purpose is to bring everyone together, give everyone a place to share in fellowship and share in the collecting hobby and know about their local clubs, a place where guys from Tennessee can see what's going on in the Midwest and see what's going on in the Midwestern clubs, and they can communicate with each other, meet new people, network areas to get cars they're looking for, just the whole gambit of things.
Cool.
Okay. So Mr. Friend asks, how early are you going to announce what cars for the custom contest, or is this a contest free game? I guess, are you going to pick a car, or everybody going to be able to submit their own?
There it is going to be, everyone can submit their own. I'm still working out exactly what classes and how many classes that I want to tie to this custom contest, but there will be at least a few different classes to kind of help separate the, amateurs from the pros. I don't want it just to be one big lot where you've got, say for example, a guy like Chris Walker, and he's going up against a guy like me, and naturally I have no chance at that point. So I'm working on that
in there
very soon. Those announcements will probably be coming within the next week or two.
Nice.
Okay. Stacy says, sounds like they need a stripper pole to start, get more people. That's what I'm assuming.
Someone I saw popped up there. It said that Nationals doesn't have a stripper pole, FYI. Clearly, you have not been to the right rooms in the hotels.
And that was
so
Barb.
I'll leave it at that.
That was Barb on the confirmation of the stripper poles.
Or the non-existence of them.
Another question from Barb. Farm Toy Guys, welcome too, correct? And
yes, if it's diecast, you are welcome.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
There's the answer to that question. I think that was also what Dallas was trying to ask as well. So there we go. Any other questions? Is there anything else that you feel like you would like to share with us right now?
I think at this stage, I've shared all that I can. We'll put it that way. But maybe even shared a couple things that I wasn't planning on sharing, because people ask the question, I'm gonna answer it.
Mm-hmm.
But just keep in touch and keep tuned into the Facebook page, because in the coming weeks there's going to be more announcements and more sneak peeks, so to speak, showed. I'm here to tell you, I can't wait for everyone to see all of the things that are going to be there, the things that are being made as we speak that'll be at the show. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for everyone. So,
okay. And just to confirm, are you or are you not going to take table reservations after we get off the air here?
After we get off the air here, yes, I will be taking table reservations if someone wants to get in right away. There will be an official announcement probably tomorrow or the following day with all the details I've shared here, but it's going to be $20 a table, 3 tables or more, and it's $15 a table. So pretty simple price structure there. And hopefully that is in the range that people, see value in getting a table at a show like this. So
cool. And then just had a question, but then I read a question and I lost my question. Dang it.
Yeah.
Roy is asking, our customs on for in-house. I'm not sure what he means.
Not sure what he means by that, by on for in-house.
He clarified.
Oh, I think he probably said only. Is that right?
Yeah. He followed up with the word only.
I think he's asking. I'm guessing you're asking if you can send a custom to be in the show. As much as I would love to do that, I don't know if logistically that will work out this time. For the first show, it's probably going to be show up with your custom, enter the contest, and go from there.
Okay, so Manny wants to know, what are the table sizes?
Table size is 8 foot long, 30 inches deep, full size 8 foot tables.
Nice.
Every single one of them. No subbing out for 6 footers, no running out. I have 100 8 foot by 30 inch tables.
There we go.
Very nice.
Okay. If you guys got any more questions, please feel free to ask them to Brian here. We'll go for another 5 minutes, and then we'll get off here and let Brian take any questions. Okay, another good question from Hot Wheel Hunter. Are you going to have a limit on the number of tables per vendor?
As of right now, I am not thinking about having a limit. If there was someone who wanted a large space, I could probably accommodate that. I would think that, I guess I don't know for sure. If you're the type of person that you want 5 or 6 tables, well, message me and we'll get you 5 or 6 tables. If you need more than that, message me. We'll work it out. I don't like to set a lot of limitations on things like that. If I have the space, then I'll accommodate you.
Okay.
Cool. I would say if things get down to the wire and someone's reserved 10 tables for some reason, I may reach out and try and communicate and say, hey, could you let go of a table or two to help this person out that they want to just have 1 or 2 tables? I'm not saying that I won't ask that, but I'm definitely not going to mandate anything.
Cool.
And
Stacy's got a question there.
Stacy's got a question. I don't want to, and Manny said he's in. What's the overall size of the space? I think that's what they're.
Overall size of the space is 6,000 square feet. The one room is 100 feet long by 60 feet deep. And then there's also a couple of little areas off to the sides that are under an awning. Those areas I plan to have for promotion and setup of each club that's going to be there, your club and the All Iowa Club.
Roy has a question. Are there hotels close by, and do you have any rates for them?
Good question. I am sure that there are some. I will find that out, and I will share that information on the Diecast Meet page.
Cool.
Okay. So, again, we just have a couple more minutes left with Brian. If you have any more questions for here, please go ahead and get them up. Otherwise, Brian will be available to answer those questions on the Diecast Meet page. I think he would rather have that happen than him being bombarded with a bunch of PMs, although I'm sure he will
work with it either way.
Yeah.
I do want to let everyone know that I have the page set up right now as an information only page. It's not something where you can go and post to the page, but message Diecast Meet, message me directly, whatever works out best for you.
Cool.
That's Roy.
That's Roy.
Roy has
okay.
103 more questions. So,
Roy, you got my number, okay?
Just give me a minute to type them.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, Roy's an old hunting peck.
All right, folks. So we've got less than a minute here. I don't want to take up too much more time of anyone. I know we've all got to get back to work tomorrow. Yay. I would just like to say
I got to get to work.
I get to sleep in.
I got to be there at 6:45. Anyway, thank you, Brian, again for sharing this awesome news with us. I'm sure you could have shared that in several other places, and I'm glad that you chose us to share that with.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Oh.
I appreciate everything that you guys have done to let me use your page as a platform, and mostly because I'm gonna do my first show in Nebraska over there in the heart of you guys. So I love that we can all get together and share all this, and hopefully look forward to a great show in the spring.
Yep, it
Cool.
should be interesting. So, like I said, guys, go check out Diecast Meet on Facebook or message Brian if you got any more questions. Thanks again for everybody taking the time out of their schedule to hop in and watch this. I know it's going to be nothing but a good time here, and just more good shows coming up in this area. All right, good night, everyone. We will see you all
See you later.
a week and a half or so on the next Mid-States Live. All right, good night.
Have a happy new year.